So, Mr. Aldini, I got one question for you. And let's just say this is not me asking for a title match that me and Jack's been waiting on. Oh, no, no. This is me asking for something I never asked before. Something new. Something caught my attention as I watched these so called a wish match or something like that. I think it's my turn. I want to fight this genie Jin. I want to see if I could get that match. This is me calling out Mr. Jin, or whatever you call yourself. I want to make a wish match. And whenever and wherever you decide. Until then, like Jerry, I'll just keep banging on that door until I get what I deserve.
Good evening, Multiverse, and welcome to MNW Warzone. I'm your host, Warzone General Manager Jerry Aldini, and you heard Devin's challenge last week to Osman Killick. He wants to challenge for the wish, or he have a wish match. Well, it looks like he's about to get a response. Well, Devin of Shoot Nation, greetings. I am the, as you put it, Jin. Just so that we are very clear, my name is Osman Kilik. And, yes, I currently hold that prize known as the Wish. And let's be clear, this is very different than the kind of wishes that I grant. This is the stipulation of calling any match or against any opponent for any stipulation. And I was supposed to use that to face Adrian Driscoll, but that got muddied. But Osman Kilik is a fair man of competition and wouldn't have gotten the wish if he wasn't fair. So, Devin, I accept the challenge. I have spoken with Mr. Aldini, and next week you and I will, in fact, face off, and the winner gets my wish. So, Devin, I can only tell you that I appreciate the effort you put in week after week, month after month. Keep going after your dream, putting in the work. And as one who is used to people coming and looking for freebies, I appreciate a man who works. So, Devin, let me put this another way. Your wish is granted. Well, you heard it, folks, and yes, Osman and I met before the show. He is accepting Devin's challenge, and next week they will face off for the wish. Because sometimes in MNW, dreams do come true. And now that we've got that part out of the way, let's look for tonight. It is an exciting night. We have so much going on. We have issues going on with, well, I'm keeping my eyes on the Outlaws. I know a lot of people were shocked how I was last week, but you know, a man can only take so much. I offered Theron a chance, and what did he do? He came and attacked me. But apparently, I'm going to be getting some kind of response from an outlaw. Not Theron, one of the ones that is still legally allowed to be in the arena. But we'll deal with that later. However, we are going to see the matchup between Sir Ugly Dunk and the Multiversal Ant, because the Ant wanted to challenge a veteran to improve himself, and Ugly stepped up and said, "Why not me?" We are also going to be having in-ring competition between TPK and the Dark Lords, in response to last week's attack from the Dark Lords. TPK is getting a match against them under normal rules, as opposed to the tavern brawl they had months ago. And then, of course, in your main event, Chaz Lee finally gets his match versus Tommy Black for the Nexus Titan Championship. Can the last man standing in the murder cave get the job done? Well, we'll find out, but first, we have to go to ring for another issue, and that is, right now, there is a challenge between Hero Time and the Night's Watch. Looking for a match for the Multiversal Tag Team Championships. That's not that match, but it's a warm-up, it's a preview. It is a member of Hero Time facing off against a member of the Night's Watch. And with that, it's time for singles competition in your opening match, and we are heading to ringside.
Your opening match is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, it's Kane,
the master of 8,602 moves. Kane, the man who challenged Alistair Evergreen last week. And Alistair basically accepted. But before we get there, we're going to have a preview of what that could look like. Now, of course, another member of Hero Time, the Multiversal Ant, will be in action tonight against Sir Ugly Dunk. And there he is, the man known as Kane.
and introducing their opponent, Gunner Burn.
And representing the Night's Watch, the right hand of the hardcore hound. It's Gunner Birch. And of course, we've been seeing a new attitude from the Watch ever since they won the belts. A bit more brutal, a bit more arrogant. And of course, Gunner, this is somebody, he's been here for a while. He's done a lot, been part of many factions. And they're off! And Kane immediately coming out strong. But reversed by Gunner. Oh! Kane is not one to take it easy on or to get complacent about. He has earned his laurels in this business. As I'm sure you can see from the absolute brutality in this match. But now, beating the drums of war is Gunner. And a gut-wrench powerbomb on the outside. We're up to a 2 count. Where's this going to go? Oh, chop! Looking like he was going to throw Gunner back into the ring. Instead, slammed into the stairs. Birch in the ring at the 5 count. And go! And breaking over his back. Kick out at 2. Oh, slamming him down on the outside. Again, the brutality. Again, the nervousness of the Spanish announce table. Reversed by an Inzaguri. Caught the leg. Oh, again, Kane wants to bring it back in the ring. Gunner. Well, wants to keep brutalizing the master of 8,602 moves. And Kane responds using that ring post. And up! And Gunner gets taunt to body. It's not a good idea to get cocky when you're dealing with someone like Kane. And going for the pin. And just a 1 count. Oh, Kane with an elbow. Coming on out. Reversal. Ho-ho! And the agility of Kane. And hitting him with a sling blade. And Kane basically making sure Gunner knows he better put some respect on his name. Gunner just heading back on the outside. Kane doesn't follow, makes him chase him. Oh, but Kane wasn't ready for how fast he got back in. And now it's the sound of silence. And a kick out at 2. Kane ducking that shot. Oh! Torture rack backbreaker. Getting him. Kane rolling out of the, not Kane, Gunner rolling out of the ring. Kane going uptown for a drop kick. And they lock up. And again, Kane, every time he tries to throw Gunner back in the ring, Gunner doesn't seem to want him to do that specifically. And back in the ring again. Oh, hammer strike. But a leg sweep. And an elbow drop. And Kane is measuring his opponent. Makes you wonder what's going to happen next. Kano!
And your winner, Kane.
And Kane shows Gunnar Birch why you respect the tactical genius of the master of 8,602 moves. And a message sent to the watch. Hero time is ready. And that is how we kick off our show. And now with that, all right, folks, So, as I'm sure it has been all over the dirt sheets, all out there in the MNW Multiverse, I've been having some issues with the Outlaws. Specifically, Theron Eldrazi lost at War Games with the stipulation that if Outlaws lost. Theron was fired. They lost. He was fired. Being Theron, he's been a big old baby about it and making it everyone's problem. I graciously offered him a match to win back his contract to become an employee directly of MNW again. He came in to accept, but before accepting, he attacked me. So of course I've rescinded that offer because screw you. Backyard wrestling reject. But I still have 2 other outlaws to deal with. And one of them is coming to the ring right now. CJR Killer. All right. I hate this. I hate that I have to be the adult in the room. So listen up, Jerry. I'm not going to go chasing deals. I'm not going to come and attack you at your desk, in the ring, at your home. I'm going to do something I am not used to. I am going to do something straight up and honest. Jerry, I'm going to make you an offer. And this is how it's going to work. If you give Theron that match you promised him earlier, the one that can earn him his job back, I am going to put up a wager against it that, let's be honest, should get your attention. And what I'm going to promise is this. If Theron loses, then fine, he doesn't get his job back. And in addition, as collateral, I am putting up the contract for all of the outlaws, me and Nakano. If Theron cannot win his job back, all 3 of us are gone. Now, tell me that isn't a good deal. And I know what everyone's going to say. Everyone's going to say, hey, you can't decide that for Nakano, or hey, how's that going to stop Theron from being a horse's ass and attacking people anyway? Well, it's not going to stop any of that, but it basically does mean that you get your wish and we're gone. All right, hang on a second. Now, I already made an offer. Why would I even consider giving Theron a shot to potentially get rid of all of you if he's just going to... Hang on. So wait a minute. Wait. So you're saying if I do this, Theron loses, I get rid of all 3 of you? You're not my problem anymore? I feel like it's trapped, but I gotta think about this. I gotta weigh the pros and the cons. Because on one hand, I don't trust you. On the other hand, it would be like Christmas and my birthday all wrapped in one. I'm sorry, maybe I blue screened a little there for a second, folks, but it was suddenly like somebody saying, hey, if you want to eat your cake and have it too. Which is the proper way to say that phrase, by the way, everyone. Yeah, whippersnappers get stuff wrong. I don't know, I gotta think about that. In the meantime, we've got another match, and this one isn't. This is just putting some wrestlers on the show that haven't been in singles action for a while. And yes, one of them possibly has some interesting stuff coming up because his partner is going to challenge, potentially win a wish next week. But in the meantime, let's head to ringside to see the other half of Shoot Nation in action.
The following match is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first. Jack Abbott.
There he is, the Scorpion, Jack Abbott. Longtime partner of Devin. Coming to ring for singles competition because Shoot Nation is always trying to prove something. And, of course, next week his partner faces Osman Kilik. The winner gets possession of the Wish.
And introducing their opponent, Malice.
And member of the main event mix, it's Malice. Coming down. We haven't seen him in in-ring action for a while. He's been off. Knowing him, he could be just off-roading. Must be interesting to take a road trip when you're the vehicle. There they are, warming up. And here we go. And Malice immediately, getting Abbott on the ropes. But again, don't sleep on Jack Abbott. He's got that MMA background, and he trained with the Ginger Boy, Tommy Black, who we will be seeing in tonight's main event. Over the top rope. But Malice looks content just to wait for Abbott to get back up. Almost as if he was saying, I could do something. And Abbott, again, showing Malice he can bring the pain. And Malice hooking him up. And now Abbott into the ropes. With a twisting neck breaker. Shades of Devin's shoot cutter. If you've ever wondered what would happen when an MMA fighter gets in the ring with a Decepticon, it'll look something kind of like this. And all right, hitting him. That's was Abbott trying to do a version of Malice's blue screen? If so, was that a good idea? Snake Eyes. And suplex. And getting tricked by Abbott. And a drop toe hold into a calf crusher. And it is malicious intent. On the elbow. And now they are outside a place where usually you're going to figure Malice has the advantage, but when you're dealing with somebody like Abbott, who knows? Malice thrown back into the ring by Abbott. And a clothesline for his trouble, but Abbott gets back up. And power bombed. And another malicious intent. What is Malice is just stalking. Abbott, I was going to say, seems to be getting an upper hand on Malice, but it looks like I may have spoken too soon. And now, Abbott fighting his way out of the corner. And what is Abbott planning? I'm not sure Abbott is sure what Abbott is planning. I think he might have been thinking to go for a weapon and realized it isn't a no DQ match. And now he's gonna, get splashed by a bot. And again, no. Not again. Oh! Abbott got out of the way. And getting him down into that arm bar. So Malice walking him to the ropes. Using that rope to, not good for the throat of the Scorpion. Abbott ducks. But that's about all. Malice is not done. Oh, backbreaker. And the blue screen. Malice has the blue screen locked in.
And your winner, Malice.
Well, there you have it, folks. A good fight by the Scorpion. But in the end, Malice Prime stands victorious. And with that one in the bag, well, we still got a ways to go tonight and some. It's been kind of an oddball night. What with everything with the Outlaws, everything with Shoot Nation, and now I have to deal with the problems of rich people. And also trustworthy people. As Ozir Turan has been on a, how do I say this? He has issues with anyone who has seemingly used to be on the, let's not call it the dark side. Let's call it the asshole side. That is seeking redemption. And one such person he has been pestering is Simjax. Now, Multiverse, one thing you need to know about the life of a vampire is you see these trends going on, and the one thing I see more and more is how people just don't like change. They don't like it when the world doesn't fit their order. Take a man like Ozir Turan. He is still the same as he has ever been. Egotistical, cheating scum that has been polluting Multiverse Nexus Wrestling for years. Where people like Uncle Dunk and myself, and even Louis McDonald, have chosen to look at our behavior and decide maybe we could be better people. That is not something Ozir seems to be able to handle. And yes, we had that match. And yes, he won against me. So I would like a rematch. Well, it looks like he's going to get an answer. It is the richest man in the multiverse, the VI Pharaoh and leader of VIP, Ozir Taran. Well, let's hear what Ozir has and Sam Jax, who did lose in a recent match against Suplex Sam, member of VIP, saying he wants a rematch against Sam. The number of games were against him. Listen, you low-born vampire. Rematches are only for losers who don't get it, who haven't got it, possibly never had it. And you think you've had losses? I am always angry at my losses and I move on. Well, this isn't anger so much, Taran. This is wanting a fair shot against Suplex Sam 1-on-1, not with you hovering over, providing assistance so he can win. This is what I mean. You must accept your place and move on. You have been judged unworthy, Sam Jax. And you should be happy that I am willing to not bother with you again. Ah, well, then that is where we differ, for you may not want to bother with me, but here's one thing about vampires. We are nothing if not persistent. So you may move on, but I'll always be there. As if that matters, as if you possess relevancy. But if you are going to be a thorn in my side, then perhaps you need the beating a dog deserves. Ah, yes, the degrading language, the I'm better than everyone. The sad part isn't just that I've heard it. I used to say it. And hearing it now with new perspective, you see how hollow it is, trying to tear someone down so that you can feel powerful. Pathetic. How dare you! Oh, that was we got him right in the gravestones. And they are brawling. Well, to be fair, Ozir started leg sweep on Sam Jax. And Ozir thinking Sam Jax is going to be easy prey, and that is not the case. Oh, close line spinning him in the air. And over the top rope. I've never seen a kip up where the person moved from the heels, by the way. That was some absolute supernatural shit right there. And Ozir's going, look, I can do it too. Up! Oh! That flip of Ozir did not go down. Drop toe hold. And I was going to say slamming him into the ring apron, but returned by Taran instead. Into the barricade. Ref trying to hold Taran back. See if we can get some order. And I see a hashtag vampire fuckery beginning to trend on social media, and I don't disagree. But I'll be honest with you, if I had to choose between vampire fuckery and fae fuckery, my instinct is to say I'd take a vampire fuckery every time. But I've got to remember, not all vampires on Warzone are as amenable as Sam Jacks. And I say that knowing that we have the other vampire in a match later tonight when the Dark Lords face off against TPK. But before we get there, wow, we've got another match to go to. And this match is going to involve members of Los Villanos Ingobernables. And before we get to that, let's hear from a member of Los Villanos. It is Ignacio Cervantes.
So Driscoll has agreed to make a deal with you. You must be happy about that, right? I know the upside of that deal, but what are you giving up? Ugh. Someone asked me, what will I have 5 years from now? You'll still have us, right? Right? Ignacio?
I never quite am 100% sure who he's talking to. Anyway, it's time for Los Villanos Ingobernables in action. And who are they against? Well, let's just say, oh boy, it's going to be a night. Let's head to ringside.
The following is a tag team match scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, Team OTP.
Here they are, OTP, although apparently I have to talk to the graphics department. They're not coming out with Grizzly. When they do that, they're the Wild Boys. But it is registered Anon, the Florida man himself, and the Cajun cryptid, Crockvor. And when you've got Louisiana and Florida working together, well, good luck.
And introducing their opponents, Los Villanos Ingobernables.
And it is Ignacio Cervantes and Strongman Bill. Los Villanos Ingobernables. Missing only their leader, El Albatros, the Lucha Legend. And of course, Los Villanos, a sub-faction of VIP. So we are starting out with Anon and Strongman. Now you might be thinking there's a, with the size disparity, there'd be a power disparity. And you'd be wrong. Never underestimate the bizarre strength of registered Anon. And Bell in the wrong corner. Well, his own corner, sorry. Bad corner for them because, of course, Anon immediately goes to punch. Did he punch Ignacio in the throat? And outside roll, strongman. And went to punch Ignacio again, and Ignacio returned. It seems like Anon's more interested in fighting Ignacio than he is strongman. And that gets rolled over for his problems. Now Bell back in the ring. Ready for Florida man. And duck over and, well, using a bit of that size advantage. The power of Bell, and now officially entering the match, Ignacio. And as everyone knows, you do not sleep on the mad genius of Lucha. He has confounded many of the greats. Oh, going for a pin. Oh, reversed by Anon. I think that moment actually might have confused Crockford just a little bit. And it looks like, okay, let's take out each other's partners. A tope suicida! And now it is becoming absolute chaos. Up to a 6 count. Somebody needs to get the legal men back in the ring. We're up to an 8 count. And of course, because everyone wanted the ring, the count restarted. And Ignacio with a Hurricane Rana on the outside on Anon. Folks, I think I lost track. Who's the legal man? And more importantly, at this point, does it even matter? Somebody needs to get back in the ring. I think those, yeah, there we go. I think both of them realized, oh crap, we're gonna lose. Running Bulldog on Florida man. Ignacio, usually the master of chaotic thinking, but right now he's in the ring with Anon, a man who used to live in the heating vents while being our head of human resources. That's a long story, and if you've not weren't around for it, I just don't. And now Crockford. And you hot tagged a strongman, but Croc was ready. And raining blows. Whipping into the corner. Ref, get out of the way. And what a kick. And broken up by Ignacio. I was expecting a swamp dive, but I'll take it. Oh, leg drop. Let's call that a Louisiana leg drop, why don't we? Elbow to the face. And a jawbreaker. Oh, what the hell? That was weird and yet strangely choreographed. And, again, even though Strongman's the legal man, Anon seems more interested in fighting Ignacio. And they're just going back and forth, but on the outside. We are up to a 7 count. Whoa, was that a Meth Valley driver on the outside?
And your winners, Team OTP.
Well, that was some Galaxy Brain tactics, but considering the chaos of that match, I'd almost felt inevitable. And this was the victory music chosen by Registered Anon, just so we're clear. Yeah, I don't get it either. But that takes us to that. Now, as for what's coming up next, I'm not sure what's going to happen. All I know is I got a message, which was really just, "Hey, Jerry, I'm coming to the ring." Not a request, just, "Hey, I'm coming to the ring." But considering that it is our Sawyer, I figured I was just going to let it slide. Could somebody turn around my bloody mic? Thank you. Bloody hell. All right, I'm not going to mince words. Adrian Driscoll, get your butt down here. I want to make a deal. I need my shot at the TTV Championship. I know we've got to make a deal with you to do it, so let's do it. Come on, time's a wasting, Adrian. I know you want this. I know this is what you asked for. Unlike other people, I'm not skirting your rules. I'll play your game, you creepy bastard. But that means you've got to get down here to accept the deal. Well, I guess Adrian heard him. Because here he comes. He is your TTV champion. Adrian Driscoll has defended that belt 3 times, 4 more defenses, and he gets the gift of chaos, which would allow him to challenge for the Multiversal Heavyweight Championship. But he has made it clear that anyone who wants a shot at the belt has to make a deal. Well, would you look at that? If you want to have somebody come down and be reasonable, it turns out the only reasonable man in the multiverse is a killer cyborg from the future. Who'd have thought? Well, so you ready to deal? Oh, yes, I'm ready to deal. I want a shot at the belt. So, this offer, Driscoll, I will want a challenge next week while Osman Keelik is busy with Devin, so he won't bother us. And I just propose that if you lose the TTV, that you will never challenge for it again. You know, usually I set the terms for the deal, but I'm intrigued. You're willing to play ball, most aren't, but normally I want a little something extra, but you know what? I'm willing to play. Well, that's good, because I want that belt. It is my destiny to have hold any belt in this company. It's the one that eludes me. So, we got a deal then. We'll face each other for the TTV Championship next week. Yeah, I don't see why not. Like you said, Keelik's going to be busy, and if he loses to Devin, well, I don't have to worry about that wish. And, you know, if I lose to you, it's not my problem anyway. So yeah, no, I'm intrigued. Let's make this happen. Finally, someone who sees reason, who understands that there's things that have to happen, who can see the threads of destiny and know that I, the undisputed future, am that destiny. I'm glad we could have this little hash out. Well, don't be too happy. You know, people who make deals with me, I mean, if they're honest, the things go well. But if they try and screw me, things go poorly. So, let's just make sure we're going to have a nice, simple match, no foolery, and we can all leave happy. Oh yeah, that's all I want is a match. Because I know I'm good enough to beat you, fair and square. So, the fact that you're willing to meet me just proves, well, you know what's written. Oh, I'd be careful about calling about what's written. Because, you know, the future has fascinating branching paths, fascinating places where they're going to go, and I'm just going to say this, Sawyer, by making this deal with me, you're going to have an interest in Multiverse. Wait, what the fuck does that mean? Wait, get back here! I'm with Sawyer. What does that mean? What do you mean he's going to have an interesting Multivania? We haven't even started really booking Multivania yet. What is that supposed to mean? All right. Well, folks, so I guess I know 2 matches next week. We're going to be having a one-on-one match between Devin and Osman Killick for the Wish, and we're going to have a TTV match between R. Sawyer and Adrian Driscoll. The deal is struck. Now, I think there was some confusion. I think Sawyer was saying that if he loses, he can't challenge for the TTV any longer. I don't know. We'll know by next week. Meanwhile, we've got a match to get to. So let's get down there, because speaking of deals, one was struck last week where the multiversal Ant gets a match against a veteran in his efforts to improve himself. And he will be facing none other than Sir Uncle Dunk. What else is there to say but let's head to ringside.
The following match is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, the Multiversal and
there he is, folks. The newest member of the roster. Well, one of the two newest members of the roster. The Ant and Draco Rex both debuted on the same night. And they are, while Draco had a shot at the multiversal that didn't go as well as he'd hoped, including interference by a Dark Lord, the Ant, well, he had simpler hopes. He just wants to face against a veteran to see if he's got what it takes to take on the big boys.
and introducing their opponent.
Hang on a second before we...
Sir Uncle Dunk.
As Sir Uncle Dunk comes down to the ring, turns out he had a message for the Ant. Let's play that while he is coming down.
I must say it is good to be wrestling full-time again. While I did find some enjoyment in working many of these side jobs, I always missed being able to perform in the ring after so long. I do have a lot of rust to clean off, especially for all the years I've wrestled unfairly, so I'm happy to finally be back while also helping one of our newer members make a name for himself. So, Multiversal Ant, let me say this. It is an honor to be your opponent, and I can't wait for us to face off so I can squash you like the insect you are and lord my victory across... Wait, hang on a moment! Ugh, sorry, not used to having friendly feuds with others. Let me try again. It will be wonderful to crush you beneath my boot. I mean humiliate you in front of thousands. I mean destroy your hopes and dreams of... Have a wonderful and fair match in the ring Monday night. Can't wait. So sorry, everyone. After years of being cruel, sometimes things just come out. Anywho, Monday is going to be an excellent opportunity for both of us. Best of luck, Mr. Ant.
And so with that, Sir Uncle Dunk is coming to the ring. Apparently he still has some, let's call it unfortunate verbal muscle memory. But he's working at it. And so here it is, the multiversal ant versus a veteran of the ring who's just trying to find his way. And Uncle, well, showing the ant what it's like to get a neck breaker from a vet. And, oh, and over the rope he goes. Oh, and getting him in a Black Widow. Now one might going, is that fair? And my answer is, that's the moveset Uncle knows. And getting a count out on the ant. Here's hoping the ant can get up. And he does. And another twisting neck breaker. Looks like Uncle is at least working to give it a good, clean match. Oh! Innovative move by the ant. He is a very acrobatic wrestler. Oh, pushed off by Uncle. And another. Uncle is really liking the neck breakers. One. That used to be the province of Aiden Zero, but, well, we haven't seen Aiden in a while. Oh, hoisted up by the ant. And a drop punch. The ant back in the ring. Uncle playing for the crowd, talking to the fans. And throw back. I don't think Uncle is really used to fan admiration. It's not anything he's ever experienced before. And it is interesting to see Uncle using a very, it's the basics kind of style. And they lock up. Uncle into the rope. Drop toe hold by the ant. And now the ant just sort of doing some damage. Oh, jawbreaker. 1. All right. And sometimes that's just, nice, straight, simple. Don't get fancy. The Ant trying to decide where he wants to position Unkley, and the turnbuckle it is. And giving him a good stretch, reminiscent of the Janissary sling of Osman Killick. Unkley doing the fancy footwork. Getting a knee by the Ant. Oh, getting brought. Wait, is he doing a variation of the money clip? That's Unkley's move. I guess the Ant has studied his opponent. And Unkley, one of the best strikers in the business. And, oh, the Ant with those rapid kicks, and down goes Unkley. Pulling Unkley into the center of the ring. Oh, wrench in the arm. And a knee strike. Going for the pin. 1, 2, 3.
And your winner, the Multiversal, and...
Well, Unkley gave the Ant a shot to see if he could take on one of the veterans, and the answer is yeah. Big night for the Ant. Great job for this up-and-coming new wrestler. Well, folks, we only have 2 matches to go, but before we can get to those, well, we got to pay some bills. Because MNW is the best in professional wrestling. But it is also a business and does have to make money, and that means we sometimes have to deal with ad time. And so as a result, we are going to have those. And when we come back, well, before we do that, apparently we've got an urgent social media post from Nakano Kirishima, where he's going, ha, and Unkley thought I was dead weight. Dude, he's working on rebuilding himself. Anyway, when we get back, it'll be TPK versus the Dark Lords. See you after the break.
Feel the warm, milky, healing, Jesus-powered goodness that is Lactatanks. Step inside or be thrown in forcibly by registered Anon after you've gotten the shit beaten out of you by multiple people in one wrestling match. We swear nobody has ever died in a Lactatank. What is the Lacta made of in the Lactatank? We have no fucking clue, but we enjoy it anyways, and you will too. Lactatanks, come feel our warm, creamy, healing Jesus goodness.
Multiverse, Nexus Wrestling's Warzone, Flashbang, and Firing Line are all proudly sponsored by Enraptured Beauty. Our products, rather than using unnatural and harmful chemicals, revitalize your skin by boosting the natural elements already present and enhance your natural beauty so you too can love your best self.
It's morning in Multiverse, and rest of day looms, looking to break the weary like monster breaking human twig in wrestling ring. But there is remedy. Squash roast coffee, made from finest naturally grown beans for best wake-up energy. That's because every bean have 10 beans within. That'll be 10 times more big energy than competing brand. More than enough big squash energy to power through day. Squash roast coffee. It's big cup of good stuff. Now available on decaf, or when there is need to come down from blood rage.
When you want the most detailed and violent-looking pictures of battlegrounds, look for Perfect Snap Photography. We do bar fights, wars, underground wrestling, and weddings.
My wedding dress, you fat harlot!
Remember, Perfect Snap Photography. It'll be bloody perfect in a snap.
You too can now wage war against the flabby wrestlers of MNW with your own exclusive Zacko action figure. It comes with trios tag belt accessories and nut-kicking action. Pull the cord to hear Zacko's famous quotes.
Get that microphone away from me before I shot up your...
The Zacko Duo action figure, sold separately.
Whether you're working at home or giving your opponent work, we here at Lowe's are there for you. We're here with our sturdy tables and ladders that cease to exist if broken in half. We're here with rings that can stand up to even the most grueling of hoss fights. And when a locker room door is inevitably smashed by an angry lion woman, or a fiery undead leaves burn marks all over your paint, Lowe's will be there with a little elbow grease, a substandard 2x4, and a 6-figure bill. Don't believe me? Listen to these satisfied customers.
You know, I like Lowe's because they have tables that I can put pizza on because everyone else keeps breaking the goddamn tables.
This is Raphael Sampson here to remind you that Lowe's brand lumber is subpar at best. You deserve better. And trust me, I would know. I worship a god.
Sometimes when executing wrestling justice, I've had to break down a few barriers and a few walls.
Oh, fucking damn it, Max, my wall!
Thank goodness I shop at Lowe's so I can get the best deal on replacing and fixing all the walls I break.
Lowe's. Do it subpar for more.
Why?
And now, a message from the brass. This has been a message from the brass.
Have you or a beloved faction member suffered from a preventable workplace injury, jobber discrimination, threatening lawsuits from VIP, or harassment from Trashman Jones? You may be entitled to financial compensation and physical retribution. If so, please call Gorwheel & Associates Law Firm to schedule an appointment. We handle all cases, whether they be civil litigation, criminal litigation, or a backstage beatdown. We understand it's tough out here in the Nexus, and you need someone to both watch your back and break the other guys. So call 1-800-NEXUS-DEFENSE. And remember, you don't pay a fee unless we get blood and money for you.
And we're back. And before we get to that next matchup, we had one of the more interesting recent feuds we've had was the one between Minuano and El Albatross, where Minuano constantly wanted to measure himself up against the Lucha Legend and was consistently held down by Alba. Well, they finally, after Alba lost his Multiversal Heavyweight Championship to the Blue Hood, Minuano got that match and managed to beat Alba. But that leads us to the question, what's next for the White Bastard? Well, maybe we can find out now as he comes to the ring. It's Minuano. So it seems that Minuano has beaten his peers and beaten his betters. And I feel that has earned me a shot at a title of some form. After all, is that not only fair? Draco won the chamber, and as is fair, he got his title shot. But Minuano won the go-home showcase before that. Is that not worth something? Minuano. Let us be honest. I am among the best of MNW's young blood. And I'm not demanding suddenly to go up against the Blue Hood. I am simply saying I feel I deserve to have a title shot. Be it the TTV, the Nexus Titan. Maybe I team up with someone for the tag belts. Maybe I face Sasquatch Wing for the Underworld Championship. That seems about the right speed. One of those. All I ask is that chance. After all, you keep giving Juan chance after chance after chance, and I feel I have earned mine. I have done the work. And much like Devin getting to face Osman for the wish, I merely ask for what's fair. Reasonable, is it not? All right, well, that is an interesting way to look at it and not completely out of left field. So we're going to, well, talk with the booking committee, see what we can do. He's not wrong. He did win that showcase that led into the Elimination Chamber. I mean, if anyone's going to be next in the line for something, why not? But in the meantime, we'll have to figure that out now. As promised, it is time for TPK versus the Dark Lords. But before we get to that, we need to hear from one of the Dark Lords. And you guessed it, it's Jean Tristan.
Allow me to thank Seth Jackson for the sacrifice earlier this past Monday. Really, it is a very important day for Exarchon, and of course the Dark Lords. I'm always happy to see my ally strong with the Multiverse's hate. So of course, the Earl King and I had to pay it forward. Especially when there was a gap in the defenses, just sitting there. So much for backing up your champ, Paragon. By the time the Dark Lords are done, we will make sure Hero Time looks like a crisis response team. Let you count every bruise, calculate how you could have prevented it. Maybe you can bring GPK along and their dragon, see if they'll help with the damage control. I don't think they'll make good clerics, though. This leaves it to, what, the Paladin? Because, see, that's the thing. Everyone wants that title. They're going to rip the Blue Hood and each other to shreds to get to it, and no one can stop them all. If it's not Draco, then it's Lily, or the TTV champ, or whomever else walks up tonight and says, I have been here long enough and I want a shot. I can wait patiently through your dull little matches for now. I'd rather get my hands bloody, and take great pleasure in doing it, knowing it will be my face the camera ends on. What a great way to kill some time. So that just leaves one thing. Who do we break next?
It's always bizarre. Oh boy. The way his mind thinks. Meanwhile, tweeting out on social media in response to Minuano, Sasquatch Wing is saying for the Underworld title, first come, first serve. That too is fair. Fair, and it looks like Squatch has already picked his next opponent, which is fine. In the meantime, we've got a match to get to, so let's head to ringside.
The following is a tag team match and is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, TPK.
The Dragon Sorcerer Draco Rex and the Goliath Gore. They are coming back down and looking for some payback. Draco Rex had a title shot against the Blue Hood, and there was interference in that match by the Dark Lords. And of course, as you see no title around Draco's waist, you know how that went.
And introducing their opponents, the Dark Lords.
And representing the Dark Lords, it is XR Kun and Jean Tristan. XR Kun on May the 4th used the Force to win a match against Seth Jackson, forcing him to stand immobile on the outside while he was counted out. Now he and the Vampire Lord Jean Tristram will face the Barbarian Gorm and the Sorcerer Draco Rex. And they're off. And Draco immediately going after Jean. And a drop kick from the Vampire. As it is always dangerous going against a vampire, but Draco, having his draconic abilities, does give him some resiliency. We'll see if that can give him the edge he needs to come out on top. Going on a reverse tilt-a-whirl. Now trying to use the Force to influence the crowd. And oh! Splash on the back. Got a little too close to Gorm. Draco going for the hot tag. In comes the Barbarian. Now, hoisting up and power slam. But XR-Kun is quick to recover with the power of the dark side. Into the corner, and in comes Draco. Double team. Kick out at one. And up, Hurd can run a takedown on Jaunt. With that tag. Drop kick. And whipping Draco into the Dark Lord's corner. Not a good place for the Dragon Warrior. And XR-Kun with an elbow drop. Whipped over the top rope. And now we are on a count. Meanwhile, XR tagging in Jaunt. And, all right, bringing him down with a tilt-a-whirl DDT. Oh, right on the elbow. And tagging in Gorm. Slamming him into his own corner. Going to punch the Dark Lord, and XR fought him off and now tagged in. And Jaunt getting hoisted up and hung out to dry. DDT by the Dark Lord. One could argue it's May, a time when a Sith Lord is feeling all kinds of energy. Hoisted down and right in the knee. And now lifting up XR. XR fighting his way out. Impressive to see anyone manhandle Gorm like this. And now, throwing him, up and clothesline. Hot tag to Draco. And an arm drag takedown on the Vampire. Oh, Jean caught him. So much for that momentum. Take out at one. Draco going with those punches, and then a Dragon Screw takedown by the Dragon Warrior. And getting slammed down. One! Broke up by XR. Placing him up and and again. And then bringing him over and snake eyes. Gorm throwing the Vampire Lord back in. Draco bringing Jaunt down. And in comes Gorm. And you can't just assume you're going to be winning against Jaunt because you're bigger. And a reversal. Placing him in another snake eyes. Oh, and that one busted Jaunt open. And here comes Draco. Again, Jaunt fighting his way out. And a tag to XR. Here comes the Sith Lord. Him down now. Again, drawing on the force. And another reverse tilt-a-whirl. Draco's struggling to get to his feet and slammed down by XR. The Sith looking to punish the young combatant. And Draco, one of the newest wrestlers on the roster, and has already had a multiversal heavyweight title shot. The punishing blows of the Sith Lord. And hitting him with a suplex. And now they are outside. Oh, ducked by Draco. Oh, reversal by XR. Not willing to give up the momentum. Immediately getting back into the ring, XR. I guess, oh! Beating the drums of war on Gorm. Paying a little too much attention to Goliath, and the Dragon comes in with a surprise hit. And, oh! Taking him down. And Draco stalking towards Jean. Oh! The vampire was ready for him. Meanwhile, Gorm going after XR as Draco takes down Jean. Again, outside, up to a 4 count. Oh, slammed down. Jaunt stalking his prey. Oh, right in the back. And now, oh, going for that flip. Not following up, instead bringing XR back in. Broken up by Gorm just at the almost 3 count. goes XR Coon. Motioning for Draco to get up. Draco gets him in the gut. Survives, but the ref is down. Don't worry, folks. The ref is functionally immortal. He will regenerate. As Gorm is now the legal man going after the Sith Lord. Oh, something happened. And Jean, oh, stomping on the gut of the Goliath. And a twisting neck breaker on Gorm. Gorm hoisting up Jaunt. And Snake Eyes in his own corner. Being taken down by the vampire. And release suplex by Gorm. Going for the pin. Oh no! No Gorm, not from caught by the Sith! And what? He said something to Gorm there. And Gorm back in at the 8 count. Oh! Head first into the vampire. Only to be kicked by the Sith. Gorm hoisting him up, the power of the Goliath. Oh, kicking Gorm while going after the legal man, Draco. Perhaps thinking he'd have it a little easier than reality. Whipped into the corner. And oh, punch! And on the ring apron! And just chaos outside the ring, all combatants fighting. And back into the ring goes Draco.
And your winners, the Dark Lords.
Well, it was a hard-fought battle, but the Dark Lords emerged victorious, but I do not think that is the end of this particular rivalry. But folks, we are almost there. It is almost time for the main event. But before we do that, we have to get one last person who wants to come to the ring. And that is, of course, your Multiversal Heavyweight Champion, the Blue Hood. All right, listen up. This is something I'm going to make clear, and then I'm not going to go over again. Because I'm pissed. Last time I was out here, I was attacked by a wannabe Dark Lord trying to make a point. Let's be honest, wanting a shot at my belt. Well, I have news for you. And this is for not just the Dark Lords. It's for everyone in that locker room. I am only interested in defending my championship against wrestlers. Not cowards, not scumbags, not people who think attacking me gets you a quick road to the championship. All that's going to get is your ass kicked and not getting a title shot. So, first off, let's be clear. I will have payback. I will get my revenge against the Dark Lords and the Outlaws for thinking they can push me around. Because a thug is a thug is a thug, and it doesn't take any skill to be a thug. No, what takes skill is earning a damn shot. Like, oh, I don't know, Minuano. You want a title shot? Let's talk. Wait, so not only is he saying people that attack him don't give, is he giving Minuano? Minuano wanted a title. Minuano wanted a shot at a match for a title, and he wasn't really picky about what. Did the Blue Hood just say he was going to give Minuano a shot at the Multiversal? Insanity. But also a point well taken about thugs. I gotta say, I like that part. But at this point, it's time. It is time for the Nexus Titan Championship match and your main event. Chaz Lee earned a shot against Tommy Black for the Nexus Titan belt. Chaz, one of the oldest talents on the roster, making what may be one last grasp for a championship in MNW. And right now, there is only one thing to say, and that is, let's do this!
The following match is for the Nexus Titan Championship and is your main event. Introducing first, Chaz Lee.
Chaz Lee, the engineer of the murder cave. An individual who has vowed to not go out to pasture quietly after the putting down of the Allfather and comments by Grizzly Adams that he's thinking about hanging up the boots, or sandals in his case. Chaz is going to fight on and is going to go after one of the most prestigious belts in the business. And to do that, he will have to face the Mad Lad of London. So the great question is, can Chaz actually get the job done?
And introducing their opponent, they are the Nexus Titan Champion, Tommy Black.
The Ginger Boy, Tommy Black. He has been holding fiercely onto that title after winning it back from Johan Mjoln. Now he is challenged by Chaz Lee in what could well be an epic and brutal match. The only question that remains is not just who will remain standing, but at a match like this, who will survive? There he is, Chaz Lee, the engineer, creator of the Grimbots, and an alternate version creator of Zeta, but that's a sensitive subject we won't talk about. And then Tommy Black, the Ginger Boy, former Flashbang heavyweight champion and current Nexus Titan champion here on Warzone. And there's what it's all about. And here we go. And Tommy coming out brutal, which is a very Tommy thing. Oh, Chaz trying to get an upper hand, not going so well against the Ginger Boy. Of course, what everyone should be concerned about when in the ring with Black is what some people call the Bloodukin, what some people call the Crimson Right. Make the Ginger Boy bleed and he becomes more dangerous. And oh, nobody home! And oh, there's a punch. Pulling him through the ropes and oh, right in the back. It is no fun getting hit in the small of the back, let me tell you. And, oh, slam down on Chaz. Chaz going hard against Black. Hitting him with that hydraulic arm of his. And oh, bringing it down on Black's head. What is he? Is he trying to bust him open? Going for the pin. And, oh, uppercut! Oh, I think he just busted him open! Chaz, did you not hear the warning? You know about the Crimson Right? And, oh, working the arm. Chaz has busted Ginger Boy open. Now he's slowing the pace of the match down. What is the plan here? And, all right, bringing Chaz back up. Oh, Chaz locking up and getting him into the ropes, and another uppercut. And driving that pneumatic arm. 1, And a leg sweep by Tommy. Sizing him up. And oh! Got him in the London dungeon! And now, what is he planning for? It is the Mad Lad kick. One, two. Kick out at two. Going again and whipped into the ropes by Black. Oh, counter strikes. And bringing Black down. Going up top. And a top rope elbow strike. I'm getting an idea of what Lee's plan is. He slowed the pace down considerably from the beginning. I think he's trying to outlast Tommy, at least until the blood rage fades. That is an interesting strategy. Let's see how that works out for him. And oh, getting hoisted up and slammed down by Black. And another uppercut. One, two. And here comes Tommy. Whip to the ropes. Oh, counter by Chaz. Bringing him over to the corner and slamming him in. If Chaz's plan was to outlast the Blood Rage, I think he's still got a ways to go. Oh, no. Oh, no. Chaz, you might want to move. Because the Ginger Boy's coming coast to coast. And kick out at two. And getting whipped into the ropes and hip toss. Oh, Chaz again going in for those blows. Now working the leg of Black. And pile bunker! Oh, kick out at 2.5. That pile bunker almost took him out. Lee telling the crowd he feels he has it. Only to be picked up and carried to the corner by Lee, or by Ginger Boy. Now get held in that. Fighting his way out again. Getting hit in that Mad Lad lock. It's now 1, 2.
Your winner and still Nexus Titan Champion, Tommy Black.
Well, if Chaz's plan was to outlast the Blood Rage, that didn't work. So, still victorious, still Nexus Titan Champion, Tommy Black. And his question is, of course, who's next? Well, folks, this has been a crazy night here on MNW. So much going on, so much to ponder, and next week we already know we're going to be having the match between Osman Killick and Devin for the Wish, and R. Sawyer versus Adrian Driscoll for the TTV Championship. And who knows what else could happen in the meantime, but for now, well, we're out of time. Thank you all for joining us. I've been your host, Jerry Aldini. Good night.